Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dota Pit League Season number 3. We're here. It is Vega Squadron versus Hellraisers. We're finishing up some house cleaning. We had the series going a little while ago, a couple days ago, in fact, and unfortunately we couldn't finish up due to some disconnection issues, some lag issues, whatever you want to call it. But game number 1 was taken by Vega in a pretty convincing fashion. Seam of the Slayer unfortunately had to disconnect for about the entirety of the game. The second game, I forget who disconnected, but well, we did pause. Hellraisers agreed to rescheduling the game here to about 9:45 a.m. on the East Coast of America. It's 15:45 CEST as daylight savings time is kicking in. And I want to thank everybody for joining us today for what should be a pretty short stream today. Only one game on the docket. Not really much else happening, but still a very important game for these two teams. Hellraisers trying to get up towards the top of that Group B. Vega they're just trying to stay alive at this point. With a couple of wins under their belt, they're actually doing pretty well. They're 4-5. Hellraisers now 4-3. We'll see who takes this one. Of course, as always, I'm joined by Mottpax, our stats man. And today as well, Pimp Muckle, of course, doing production, camera work, and doing double duty today with the co-casting. Pimp, how are you this morning?
Well, it's going to be hard, that's for sure. No, we're just going to step back a bit on the replays and all that good stuff, so hopefully it's still going to be enjoyable. If chat can let me know if the audio levels are fine, they should be, but I can only check the amplitude because this is OBS limitation. So if I'm louder than Mort, chat, you're gonna let me know, right? But for the next 2 minutes, we're just gonna be going ahead like this.
Yeah, everything should be good. No real worries. Again, we're into the draft, so we still have a long way to go. But we saw a lot of Vega in the qualifier. We had the luxury of casting them. I know me and F4L personally had a really good time watching them. No one has been the mainstay of Vega Squadron's lineup. Seam of the Slayer in the last game they played was a really good Ants Mage as well. I'm excited to see what they grab for no one. He's played a lot of, let's say, Wind Ranger. He's played a bit of a couple of other heroes. I think he played SF a couple of times, but he truly is one of the players that I look out for when I watch this squad of Vegas. So it should be interesting to see what they go for. They go for the Bristleback and the Dazzler to start things off, though.
I just want to quickly remind everybody, this is actually very important. You mentioned this, Vega are 4-5. Alliance didn't play a whole ton of matches yet. They still have to play 2 series. So if Alliance aren't doing that great, they might end up on somewhere between 5-5 as well, which Vega can be looking to go if Hellraisers now are going to be losing the series. And Hellraisers also need to play another series, one of them against Alliance. So all these 3 teams really have high stakes here. Like, I mean, we mention it all the time, but it's so important to have a good standing, like a good spot in this bubble bracket, because you're skipping whole rounds, you're skipping whole best of 3s against other teams. So, yeah, I just gotta say, I hope Vega are prepared, and they do have a stand-in, it looks like. This is just the classic Dota style. We do not have any sorts of idea who stand-in QWE is. However, PSM is a known face in the CIS scene, so yeah, I mean, I guess everyone is having a bit of a stand-in issue here, but still, it's actually an important match. People kind of forget it.
Yeah, this is really important. I mean, Hellraisers, they want to at least take a game here and kind of solidify themselves in that 3rd place spot. Like you said, they could skip a full round of matches. 4th and 5th go down to the losers bracket round number 1. 3rd place will go down to losers bracket round 2. I believe if you're top 2 in the group, you actually get seeded to winners bracket. So very, very important. Obviously, I don't think Hellraisers can get top 2. Actually, no, they can. They can get top 2. Yeah, all right.
Because they have 3 losses. If they stay on 3 losses and just win every game so far against Vega and 2 against Alliance, they do have a shot at taking it to Empire, actually, who are now sitting on 5-3 as well. So, it's gonna be really close. Group B is nothing but over, and also Group A isn't over as well, just because the Ninjas still have to play 2 series against EG and Aces Polar. So
yeah,
it is still very open. This is why I kind of like this format, I have to say. I wasn't the biggest fan, like in the beginning. I was like, maybe it's too many games, yada yada. No, actually, it's pretty cool. It actually is pretty cool, just because every game matters so much.
Right, I think you're absolutely right, and it makes for an exciting end to the group stages. I think the one thing is that some of the teams, they don't play as often, so you don't get to see that, like, the exciting finale, and consecutive days. It kind of takes a while to develop, but I still think that it's pretty fun to watch nonetheless. And yeah, I'm excited for the playoffs, but we still have we've gotten through all these group stage games actually rather quickly. There's like 1 series each for like most of the teams left here. Maybe a handful with 2, but as you mentioned, a pretty important game for Hellraisers is they did 1-1 Empire, so they have that tiebreak. It's kind of even there. So, yeah. All right. Well, it's interesting, man.
I mean, like I mentioned, Ninjas still have to play 2 series, and these are the only 2 series left in Group A, and Alliance have to play 2 more after this series wraps up. And I mean, like this game, right? Like you mentioned, Vega, they played 4 versus 5, won the game. Holy shit! I mean, this was one of the better games I saw when it comes to like, oh my god, what the actual hell just happened? You know, that's good.
I was like, well, there's like 10,000 gold on the anti-mage, but it didn't matter. In the end, I think no one was playing Zeus that game too, which was really, really impressive. I think that was a big factor in the reason they won that game. And like he was disconnected for at least, like he was the top of the net worth for a good 20 minutes, and then he disconnected. And then they played another 20 minutes, and whoever was microing him did a great job. Definitely. He had Manta style at that point, and they were able to take the game somehow. Hellraisers, they kind of like, maybe if they had a bit more time, maybe if they had, other heroes, they'd be in an okay spot. But I was so surprised that they were able to get the victory. However, now Vega have a decently rough they have a rough time here against Hellraisers. We'll see what's going to happen. The IO, Queen of Pain, Earthshaker, so far for Hellraisers. We don't know what hero they're going to pair up with the Hellraisers. Maybe send the Queen of Pain in to relocate, but more than likely something else. Vega go for Lion, Dazzle as their support duo. Bristleback probably in the off lane. Still a lot of drafting left here, and all of his reserve time is being used as well, so they're really taking their time. They're going to go for Zeus, and that's going to be no one's heroes, probably.
Yeah, I mean, this would have been a support Zeus for any other team in this sort of circumstance, I would say at least. But if you think about this, a mid lane matchup against the Queen of Pain, this is not going to be too bad against for the Zeus at all. He's always going to be CSing. This is what Trelf always reminds everybody about. If you play Zeus mid, you're always going to get CS. You might not get the D-Nice, but you're going to get CS. So this is already a lane where you can be like, alright, this one's in the back, I guess. It's kind of even, at least. Now the issue I have here is, Vega, they do have Dazzle Bristleback line. You could go aggro tri-lane this, and, well, there is an Earthshake on the other team. One who really just gets destroyed if he doesn't get anything up. He wants to get some levels early on. It's not much, right? It's just a bit. Oh, wow. And I don't know. I feel like Earthshaker has to be finding some farms somewhere, because CK Wisp is going to be soaking a lot, and Queen of Pain also super mobile. She can farm so fast. I'm a bit fearsome for the Earthshaker, and I hope to see some sort of aggro try. But both teams could aggro try now, just because Wisp CK is disgusting.
I don't know, man. CK in lane early on, he doesn't have the best time. He's got some big mana issues. Obviously, that's where the IO comes in.
Yeah, exactly.
He kind of is a bit RNG dependent. Obviously, he's a Chaos Knight. It's all about chaos, and I mean, he has a D20 for one of his abilities, so that's important. But I think, honestly, if you're right, if you're aggro tri-lane here for your Vegas Squadron, I think you have a pretty good time. Bristleback does the line. The problem is that Bristleback's not going to get the levels he wants, so he can't get that that early, double point in Bristleback, and he can survive and be a bit tankier than maybe people were expecting him to be. But you don't want to give free farm to a CK, because a lot of people forget this about CK. I hear that we rarely see is that he is a monster when it comes to the late game. If you get to that 40, 50-minute game and he's got a lot of items and he has his Phantasm and he gets that extra clone, and then all of a sudden he gets which is also, the duration is ridiculous now too. They buffed it immensely. I think the hero can destroy people if you have no clear, which they don't. I mean, they have some of, but
yeah, I mean, Alliance was playing it, and the new Alliance is looking incredibly scary. Seb is one of the better additions they ever brought on, actually. Here, fucking mad. And this, I mean, the powers of Seeker. Alright, let's face it. If you don't have a good start and you can't really flash farm, right? You do not have any sort of AoE capabilities. You have to get the frags done. And if you have a Wisp against a Dazzle, against a Lion, tons of control, Lion can just, face stun you out. I'm not sure. I really think this is super risky. I would have loved to see something very, very slow. But still. Okay, wow. Holy crap, what? Okay, so this is going to be an offlane Bristle. Has to be.
Yes, yeah. So this is an interesting choice. Omni/Int with CK, although I don't know, man. I think Battle Fury probably for the Juggernaut, honestly.
I guess, right?
That's not unheard of on that hero. I think that could work well. It just depends on if he gets the farm for it, and I think he will. I think they're probably not going to aggro try. They just give the Bristleback the off lane, then they do a defensive try, have the Lion roam around maybe. They could go aggro try still with the Bristleback and then have Juggernaut solo safe.
Oh,
That's,
alright.
wow, that is an offlane
Offlane.
enigma. These are some crazy picks, dude. Like, what's happening? This second game is turning out to be quite the interesting matchup here.
This could also be offlane Earthshaker.
I mean, I would love that, but
Dude,
I don't think that's the case.
I'm so
Schwartz is
happy.
the offlane player for Hellraisers, so
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure it's offlane
It is.
enigma. Unfortunately, for those of us who are maybe hoping otherwise, but that's not the case.
Oh no, please. Come on, guys. Get your shit together.
It's just a bathroom break, probably. I would
Dread
hope,
has to open
anyways.
stream. Alright, Dread has to open stream.
Go stream Zabel. Dread, please. Go stream. I love that. I still have no idea what Zabel means. I'm pretty sure it means like fuck or something in
Yeah, it's
Russian. I'm not sure, but according to Mott Packs, this is the first CK pick of Hellraiser's entire team. Their entire squad. So not their first pick of 6.83. You know, not their first pick in like a while. It's their actual first CK pick, which I think is very exciting. But yeah, I mean, I think late game, Vega have a decent chance because they have Bristleback, who's very good, and they also have Juggernaut, who's very solid. But you're talking about CK IO. CK gets, you know, his extra clone, plus he has like a couple of items, you know, 40 minutes in, and you don't have the clear. Then all of a sudden it becomes a problem. Plus you have a black hole to worry about. You have to have, you know, Queen of Pain, who can be very good early on in this game, and then Earthshaker. There's a lot of team fight you have to worry about here from Hellraisers if you're on the squad of Vega, in my opinion.
I think the saving grace is going to be static field first of all, because
Yes.
this thing hurts so hard, and also maybe somehow someway the line, if he gets an X up, it's going to be helping out quite tremendously.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is all going to be coming down to how well do we control the CK. The Queen of Pain is going to be snowballing most likely, just because if I'm looking at this, there's a juicy line, there's a very juicy Dazzle. If she finds any of those two, you're gonna die. And the Zeus to a certain extent as well. It's gonna be coming down to mid lane matchup. It's always this like, if you win mid hard, the Zeus is gonna be so poor, and you can just blink on him whenever you see him and you're gonna kill him. If Zeus gets a good start, he just kills you, and he's like, sorry, what? Or a question mark, you know? I don't know. It's like...
Yeah, I mean...
It's risky.
Zeus is squishy, dude. He's so, like... He's just gonna die, like, if he's not careful. That's the thing I'm scared of for no one right now in this game. Well, actually, it's 9 Posh. 9 Posh. No one's playing Bristleback. No one. He usually plays mid, but he has a stout shield. Are they gonna send him mid Bristleback? This is not a mid build, I don't think. 9 Posh playing the Zeus, going boots first and 3 clarities.
Wait a second.
I think yeah.
This? I mean,
This
boots
is
first
interesting.
on the Zeus. If you go mid, you want to rush bottle hard.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. But he's afraid maybe of getting, you know, destroyed by Ninja on the Queen of Pain, who we're not even sure if he's going mid.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It could be CK IO mid, I think, also is like, because you do the same thing with like a Tiny. Maybe that's a possibility, but Dread's down here now. I don't know. The way they have to lane this, we actually have to wait until the game starts. Currently, Vega are like, all right, we're just going to 5-man bottom. We want to get the bottom rune. We want to make sure we scout things out inside of Hellraiser's jungle. We don't want them getting this rune, especially for Dread. Or for... They really... I'm surprised on the Radiant side they give Io the bottom rune, because it's usually you give him the top rune, but... is he going to get it?
I do not know if Hellraiser should stay here. Good news is, I mean, you have a tether. You can just tether away if you want to.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
He has to be careful though, because he does want to rush bottle, right? Can't do much damage.
Yeah, he needs to make sure he stays alive first and foremost.
So
and no one is going to grab the bounty rune, and then PSM grabs the other one in the top. So yeah, it is the good old offlane Zeus in the mid Bristleback, which is an interesting choice. He's going to be going up against Ninja. PSM picks up the block mid currently for Hellraiser's Ninja, and this, I think, is a better choice. Maybe they were expecting a dual lane with the CK IO. I don't think that's the case. I think they want to really stop FNJ from snowballing early on in this lane. No one might have a tough time early, though, I think.
I'm honestly surprised. This Zeus, I mean, look at him right now. He's gone on. Ah, the tether was just a bit off the mark there. This is really unfortunate, because if you get the... if you actually get the reality rift in, you're always going to get the tether slow, because your units are actually in each other for a second. So that was a bit of a misplay. Could have been a lot of damage to the Zeus, and he doesn't have any sorts of region now. He had 1 tango, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Arc Lightning and Off-Blades is that you can stay pretty far behind and be okay. He's running up at Dread, though. Goddamn, like, he's like, I can't really help you, man. You have Reality Rift, that's it. We don't have any real way to kill him just yet if he's, like, too close to his tower. Meanwhile, they throw up a ward, which blocks the secondary pole camp. They'll throw a sentry down, which is nowhere near. That's unfortunate. Yes, I'm actually out of sentries, I think.
I remember 12 mentioning this. Usually want to ward here, just for the greedy rune vision.
Yeah,
and this
exactly.
is where you get dewarded every little time. It's amazing. Right.
That's a really good ward placement. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I think that's what they were anticipating, was them putting that ward there for the rune vision, as you mentioned, but that's not the case. So they put it just here, which actually is very impressive and a really good spot. So 9posh is like,
right?
Yeah,
I mean, look at this.
It does. And he also gets really good, like, because they single pulled now, so he's going to get a lot of experience here in this bottom lane. And, like, he'll still be able to see us. He doesn't have to walk up. He can arc lightning from a pretty solid distance. And he's got 5 last hits now, so.
Also, the tree's being cleared by the Wisp.
Oh.
It actually helps Vega so much, because now they have rune vision as well. This is what is getting a ton of value right now. No one is very close to dying in the mid lane if there is any sort of blink forward by Arfanin. 2 points up at the Shadow Strike. I like it. I do like it, I have to say. It's the lane destroyer build against any sort of melee. Even though you're Bristleback, who cares? Just, you know, get a dagger in your face.
It's not fun. No one already having kind of a rough time. There's going to be another Shadow Strike. Take some damage.
I'm just waiting for some rotations mid. And the Dazzle is not going to cut it. I mean, what does he do? Like, he heals. Alright, great. I want to see Syoma the Slayer just go over and kill the cop. Like stay here? I don't know.
Oh, bottom. I don't think they get this kill.
Oh, 3 seconds.
He's got Shadow Wave. He has Grave as well. Dread actually might be in trouble. If he had Poison Touch, they maybe turn that around. If 9posh and Mana... Whoa, that Fissure. Just the tip. 9posh in trouble. They get the Grave off. How far are they willing to dive? Now they're going to go on Quakeway. 9posh still in trouble. Nice Shadow Wave. They're still going bottom. TP's coming in. Will they get the first blood? Dread nearby. 9posh juking like a madman. Seema's gonna come in. Goddamn. Do they see him? They get the first blood with the IO. He is gonna fall. The Fissure comes up. Maybe he won't fall. The Earth Spike. Now missing on the goddamn. There's the Shadow Wave. They get the kill. The 2-second stun. Dread behind enemy lines. Quakeway still in a lot of trouble here. He's out of mana. He's gonna have to buy his boots. Dread secures the kill. He's actually blocked in by the wagon. He's blocked in by the wagon. Dread, get out of there, buddy. The lightning bolt's gonna go. He can't believe it. There's no mana for Seema the Slayer. Dread's hiding in the tree line. The siege creep will go in further to get vision.
Oh, what a play!
Oh, that was almost amazing. Oh my god, that would have been sick, but no, the Reality Rift not enough. Goddamn, takes a lot of tower damage to get out. A lot of rotations. I don't know what else is happening in the game, but goddamn if that wasn't great.
I think actually nothing happened. Whatever. Screw it. Juggernaut is just yesing top lane, not like we care. What is... Wait a second, he's got 25 CS, where is his money? Oh, alright, yeah, he's got Bessie.
Oh man, Undershock is, I think, dead. He's got a Blade Fury, but they have right click, and Ninja can blink. He has a haste rune. Undershock is more than likely down. Ninja has to blink away to avoid the rest of the tower damage and will bottle up. It's a very big kill for Ninja. Midnight Pulse Eidolon damage, not fun for Juggernaut early on with no support, and then that haste rune which came top for Ninja, pretty good rune.
Yeah, it hurts so much actually. I don't know, Midnight Pulse is insane, and it pierces spell immunity. You can Blade Fury all you want, it doesn't matter. Like, whatever. It's gonna kill you anyways. And right now, I mean, he's got 700 HP. And doing the math, I mean, per tick, it's 21 damage, but still, this is 21 pure damage, and you're gonna be staying in this for quite some time sometimes, so... Yep, it hurts, and it's the little things, once again. Meanwhile, top lane, who is dying? Gorage might be in a world of trouble there. Oh, maybe not. Syoma doesn't see him.
And they're not going to go at him. Seema looking actually maybe to pull here momentarily. And meanwhile, bottom, goddamn, now with bottle and boots, so he's getting a bit of farm here with that first blood. 9posh will try to go on him with a little bit of right click. He does have his soul ring. He could soul ring and look for a lightning bolt. Fisher's going to connect that Quakeway, but not actually onto the Zeus. He does get just around that Fisher block, which I thought for sure was going to stifle him. But they were looking in the trees, dreading, goddamn, not going to find anybody. Now they're going on to Goretz in the top lane. Earth Spike might come out here in just a second. They get the Hex. Earth Spike gotta go. Goretz looks like he's about to fall down. He has no black hole and he is gonna go down. The Eidolons were created before he died, so he did get some extra gold at least, but still, nice play coming out from the duo top lane.
I think he could have Soul Ring Black Hole there. I'm not sure if this would have been enough. Because Eidolons are insane, actually. Like, they do so much damage, it's disgusting. And you can turn around a whole lot of ganks, like, especially on a line. Line has, what, 2 armor, 400 HP left? I think this would have been enough, but then again, you kind of want to save it for now. Goddam is not dead, apparently. That was close.
Yeah, he honestly, I think he should have been dead, but he did tether away just at the right time.
And they don't see the Zeus? He's invis. He can just cut everyone out. This is going to be a disaster.
They know he got the invis. They saw the rune, so they know that he's around. Meanwhile, no one is sitting in the trees here. He's literally just standing in the trees. He's just kind of regenning up for the time being. PSM and Nine Posh just looking at each other for the time being. TP out for the IO so he can survive. He's level 3, so he's not quite there yet when it comes to his level 6 and getting relocated. Meanwhile, Quakeway does find the Observer where they place down to block the Ancient stacking for Vega, and that means that Quakeway will be able to stack up here, get some more room for no one to work with, get him some more stacks, and that's very important because he is sitting at 25 last hits. He's only a little bit behind FNJ, but he has that comeback mechanic if he needs it, unlike the Queen of Pain, which, I mean, she has to get off a pretty fast start with kills and roaming around, so...
Yeah, but then again, it's Aquanin. I mean, this guy is known for his playmaking. It's like, he always finds some stuff. Then again, I have to agree with you. What we see time and time again is like Bristleback's just taking some quad ancient stacks. No big deal, they just need like half a minute tops. And then they get like 1.5k gold. This is absolutely disgusting. They just rocket up a net worth. And this is where all these early game items really come into play. And so far, no one doesn't buy anything, and he's not revealing his hand. Meanwhile, top lane, Gorage might be in... Well, is there an Omni Slash? Yes, there is!
There's definitely an Omni Slash. But Shock's probably dead. He's got a Blade Fury, he's still dead. He got his phase boots before dying. The Courier now maybe in trouble. They're going to have to pop the haste on it. It will survive. Seema the Slayer might get dove here. Ninja's looking to jump in. He does have Sonic Wave. He has level 4 Scream as well. Seema's like, somebody please help me for the love of God. Yeah, he is 100% dead. They don't even need the Sonic Wave, in fact. Seema will die to the Shadow Strike. And Chant's going to come in. PSM hits him in the face with it. Nice play. That was pretty sweet.
That was a bit of a misplay. He was panicking so hard. He could have killed the Earthshaker there. Got him now, meanwhile. Oh, wow, this damage. God. Holy shit.
Malphus, they have Black Hole. Goritz is like, I want to drop the hammer. He's gonna drop it. They have Grave. They're gonna drop the Black Hole, not really doing any damage at all. That was they're like, oh, we're gonna get a solo kill, but no one turns his back. No problem whatsoever. He's gonna bottle up. They still have the ancient stack down bottom, and we continue onward, man.
2 points Bristleback, apparently all you need. This is so disgusting. I don't know.
What a hero.
What a hero.
I also want to direct your attention to this ward down here. This lane ward coming out for the Radiant team. That's kind of interesting. Did they see that smoke from Seema? Well, it looks like no. Nightpotch is still dead, but that was a good try, Seema. Meanwhile, they're diving again. More TP reactions. Goddamn has Tether ready to go. They know this. They should know this. Goddamn's just going to run away. They're going to try to go in Dread. Dread throws up the stun. They still have no points in Poison Touch or Viscous Nasal Goo. How are you supposed to chase into that when you don't have any slows? I mean, you need Seema. No one's going to run it goddamn for the time being. He's going to get stunned up. 3-second stun followed by a Fisher block, but it doesn't really do anything. And he's like, I'll just wait.
This is why I sometimes like on the solo Bristlebacks the 1 point in the Nasal. Like, who was it? I'm not sure. It was in Dota Pit as well, where we saw a 1 versus 1 with a Bristleback, and he actually just destroyed his lane matchup because he had Viscous Nasal Goo, actually. I'm not sure anymore. Anyhow. How's Undershock doing? Because this is, for me, like the guy who has to completely destroy mid-game, if not for the Zeus, because Zeus isn't getting that much right now, right? I mean, he's an offlane Zeus. He's soon to be level 6 in just 1 creep. Great news for him, but still. He's not gonna be like this end of all things Zeus, what we see sometimes from the mid ones.
He's just gonna help in damage, I think, for the most part. I mean, at least now that he has level 6 and Soul Ring, that's important enough because, like you said, he's not mid lane. The Bristleback and these are gonna be doing their own thing. Juggernaut is top in net worth and CS. He's got 65 CS at about 10.5 minutes, which is not bad at all. But the rest of his team is a bit far behind. The CK is starting to do well, not going for a Midas or anything. Doesn't have the wave clear. So it's going to be tough. IO use some wins. I get it. CK with no IO, 0 wins, 4 losses. CK with IO and 6.83, 9 wins, 5 losses. So the story here is do not pick CK without IO in 6.83. That's what I've learned today.
I don't know. Sample size is 4 losses. This is nothing anyway. Meanwhile, mid lane, Afonin, blinks away. That was actually pretty close. Syoma. And this is once again where this poorness of the line comes in. Imagine he had Tranquils there. This would have been an easy kill on the Queen of Pain, but nope.
Yeah.
He got nothing.
He's very poor. The supports for Vega are both pretty poor at this point. Boots and a wand. A full wand for Dazzle. What a luxury item. It's not often you see that, but... They get the tier 1 tower nonetheless for Undershock. Top tier 1 goes down. His Morbid Mask now done. His Mask of Madness is going to be completed soon. In fact, I think it's flying out currently. It is. Undershock now doing a pretty decent job. Dread is just farming bottom. I think he's got an Armlet flying out. He does. So Armlet for Dread, Mask of Madness for the Juggernaut. No points in Phantasm yet. The standard 8, 4 Chaos Bolt, 4 Reality Rift build coming through. So he does have to wait a bit before he starts getting into fights with Phantasm.
Interesting. I have to say, I kind of liked to pick up a point in Phantasm earlier nowadays because the mana got reduced. It's now 125. I think it got reduced. I'm not sure. But if you get the proc, like if you get the Exo Illusion, it's a guaranteed kill on anyone. There's no hero in the game who's kind of even level, you know, to a certain extent, who can actually survive this whole initiation thing. And I think if you Dread Switch, you should be having enough mana right now, 325. Yes, you do actually. So yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway. He's got his armlet, he's now going to be killing stuff. Wisp is invis, by the way, one cannot see this. Pasha gets absolutely shreked. Deep rotations coming in, is it going to be enough? No, it won't, because no one is fast enough.
They rotate 4 heroes for nothing. And still no point in goo. Sima has all of the disabled. Do they have a point in poison touch? And yeah, by the way, like you pointed out that ward, scouting everything.
Yeah, they see everything. This is map hacks right now.
I really don't know what... I mean, Undershock TV's bottom, he runs mid to, you know, clear the creep wave or whatever. They're going to maybe try to fight here. No one's running at Dread. PSM might be in trouble. His Fisher on cooldown. No one's just going to cut the creep wave as if he were an axe. At least he'll try to.
I don't know. It doesn't feel like a good idea to just run at them. You have to have something ready. At least there's Tranquils up on the line. Yeah, oh well, alright. This is getting somewhere. But meanwhile, Goddard is just putting on a clinic top lane, and he's actually going for a Maxo. You know, doing the more standard thing. Soul Ring, Tranquils, offlane Enigma, this is quite standard. Meg, always great. I wonder if he's gonna be getting some Blink. But if I'm looking at this, at this team of Vega, I think you don't want to go Blink just because there's still plenty of people who can cancel out your Black Hole.
Yeah, I mean, I think Blink would be fine later on down the road, or he could go for something more unconventional. They take the tier 1 bottom, they take the tier 1 mid for... Hellraisers, and then Vega deny the top tier 1. So a pretty good trade for Hellraisers. And now they're just running at the side of Vega here. Fisher might go out. No block coming through. They get the Blade Fury, and there's more TPs to come. And Hellraisers look like they don't want to fight. And they have level 9, so they do have that point in the CK Phantasm. And he does have his armlet, but he's going to TP bottom instead. And I think we're in for a long one. We don't really have much fighting right now. There's no real pressure on either team to make a move at this point. There are relocates available now for Hellraisers with the IO hitting level 6, but they're not in any real hurry to try to fight or find anybody. It's more just sitting back and everybody getting their CS.
Yeah, but I wonder, because Undershock, he went for the Mask of Madness. This is super standard, don't get me wrong. This is gonna work for a while. But still, this is no Battle Fury at all. Now, the question is, will he go back for it just so they have some sort of answer to the illusions? Because I still feel like Vega are on some sort of timer. If there is too much time going by... Oh, nicely done there by Afonin. This is gonna be a game where Hellraisers can just march down mid and just kill everyone, and well, this might be our first really big team fight of the game.
Yeah, maybe, and they're getting ready. Eidolons are going to go. Midnight Pulse was put down. There is now a Yule Scepter up for Affin and Jay. Undershock's going to get fissured. He'll take some damage. He does have Omni Slash and Blade Fury still. The Shadow Wave doing so much work. Now the Yule's coming out. That'll be under the Bristleback. Not really setting anything up here. You can see Dread and Io ready to relocate, but they're still going to go on bottom and go for the tier 1 tower. They've got the Glyph. Will they get this tower? PSM looking to run in. Fishes up. Sonic Wave goes. Blows up Quake Wave, but they do get the tower. They don't actually get any kills there. Now Quake solo Black Hole gets canceled immediately by the lightning bolt coming through, and they'll have to turn their backs and run. Not really the best engagement from Hellraisers. A lot of missed opportunities there. Now the TP's bottom. Hellraisers Dread. Goddamn, both in trouble. No one coming through. Still no point in Goo, by the way. He maxed out his bristleback. He's just running. Warpath gonna give him some decent move speed. He turns his back at 3-second stun duration. Now from the backside, 9 Posh. He is invis. He's gonna look for maybe goddamn lightning bolt, arc lightning going. Zeus ult will not kill here. 9 Posh pretty close to getting it. However, if he gets another arc lightning off, maybe he can get this kill on goddamn. Not gonna go for it. And they'll back.
Very sloppy from both teams right now. This is... I mean, no one TP'd in first, that's okay. He still has no point in Goo, like you mentioned. I don't know what are you gonna do against the CK Wisp who's got a tether, just giving them tons of movement speed. Now this ward down bottom is actually pretty cute, but if you have a like offlane Zeus who doesn't deal damage, whatever, it doesn't matter. And he didn't have the mana. And also, I mean, the Wisp got him. He was split pushing. Which is great, because you're a Wisp, but he didn't have mana to bring anyone in the fight. I don't know. This is... No. This is not happening for a while. Both teams actually have to step up just a bit.
And Undershock TP's top lane. Tower's down to 9 range. They don't have Glyph. Undershock has to clear up the Eidolons. Just barely get the deny. I thought he wasn't going to grab it there for a moment, but Undershock getting there on time. And actually getting that last hit. 2.6k gold. The common choice would be SNY. Manta, even if he's afraid of his silence coming out from, say, the Queen of Pain, but she's not going Orchid. Undershot could theoretically go Battle Fury still, and I'd actually be very, very okay with that, but it looks like maybe they're just saying, okay, Quill Sprays will do our job. Shadow Blade is the choice for the Juggernaut, which is not something I think anybody anticipated.
Speaking of which... Oh, what? Echo! How did this not stun him? Well, I guess it just did, right? Oh, man. Turn around. Sioma. I think they should be still fine. Undershock can't really Omni Slash here. Wow, look at the right click still. This is too much for him. Oh, Master of Madness damage. Nope. 9 Pashes coming in, cleaning house. I'm surprised. Okay, well, maybe it's gonna be working.
Yeah, the Aftershock only does 0.6 stun duration, and then Echo doesn't actually...
Like,
and
Aftershock range is lower than the Echo range, actually.
Yeah, so either it didn't hit him or... The stun was so short that I didn't notice, but I think you're right. I don't think it hit him. Meanwhile, there's the Shadow Blade from Undershock. He's got to find Dread, maybe. They want to maybe clear up this creep wave, or just right-click him, I guess. Blade here comes in. He's going to pop the armlet. Now the Phantasm gets the extra clone, I believe. Still, they're going to go on Dread, and Dread is going to go down. The Zeus ult secures the kill. And KS incoming coming up from Vega. That's a pretty big one, actually. That's a very big kill coming out from Vega. That's very important.
They took quite a bit of time, you know. They had Zeus ult there, they had Dazzle with tons of creeps, tons of heroes as well. I gotta say, this CK is an issue. And we're gonna be seeing a lot more of him. This was without the Wisp, this was no overcharge, nothing. I wanna see some more levels on the Wisp, some sort of farm as well. But he's got an urn, he's got a bottle, he's got soaring, he's gonna be fine. PSM now getting caught out, he's completely blocked in. Nicely done. Oh.
That was really cool. Yeah, Undershock making sure he stands in the pathway. There was actually mana. There was no mana for Undershock to be able to Omni Slash there, so that would have been an easier kill, but instead they just actually right-click. They don't use the ability. The Shadow Blade has been kind of paying off. He's gotten 3 kills in the past minute since getting the item. Also, I do want to point out that a lot of the towers are gone for Vega. They've lost both tier 2s in mid and top. There's still a tier 1 bottom, yes, but 7-7, pretty standard kind of slow-paced game here. Now BKB, I think, being built for the CK. Speaking of Hellraisers, they have an Enigma with a Blink Black Hole ready to go. He just purchased this up not too long ago, but I don't think they fight until that Aegis is gone. And then, at that point, Vega might have accrued a lead. We'll see.
I really wonder what the next item is going to be on the Juggernaut. Because at this point, going Battle Fury is not going to be giving you one of the main benefits of the item. One is, of course, you cleave. Well, alright. The other one is you can farm incredibly fast, and I mean, we're 20 minutes in. If he gets it in the next, like, 5 minutes, alright, that's great, but you are wasting sorts of 50 minutes of farming potential. So I'm not sure. Undershock is now finding a Wisp. He's going in super deep.
Oh, nice Blade Fury coming out. But I don't know. He doesn't have mana for Omni Slash. They're going to relocate Goddamn out. Oh, no, they're not. The finger comes in from Seema. Dread going to get hexed up. He's going to get Earthspiked as well. Undershock without really any damage. He's actually going to have to Shadow Blade. Dread now stuns up Seema the Slayer, but that's 2 dead. Undershock behind enemy lines. Meanwhile, Black Hole top lane's gonna go. No one in trouble, not turning his back. Vanguard's up. He's gonna get Eul's up in the air. His SMY now completed. They're gonna run away from the quill sprays. They'll try to kite as best as possible. Sonic Wave.
Whoa.
And Affinj will secure the kill by screaming right in his face. Turns in actually to a 2 for 2, and a big one at that, because that's a big kill onto no one here coming out from Affinj.
They used a lot top lane. They have cooldown on every big teamfight ultimate now. Like everything. Now this could be an option for Vega, but there is no Rosharp, right? Yeah. Okay, never mind. Maybe not.
Undershock actually just gotta go back to goddamn. He's gotta right click him again. Needs one more right click. Couldn't get the crit proc, which would have killed him easily. Undershock, the tether, the Eul's is up, and now this might be the Aegis. Blade Fury's gonna go. Dread looking for a stun, a reality rift, and Undershock's, I think he's just dead. Graves not gonna get off. Quake will sit around, maybe nearby. The rest of the team rotating through here. Grave can go in just a moment. They're going to weave him up. They need the Grave now. They'll find it. Omni Slash might go. Undershock's got to use it. He will. PSM is going to get brought down. Meanwhile, they get the Shadow Blade off, but it doesn't matter. Dread going to work, and Affinj as well. They pick up 2. They're going to pick up a 3rd as well. 9Pod's going to go down. Hellraiser's turning this game around. Quake in trouble. He's going to get Rihanna rifted. No one is alone now. It's a triple kill for Dread. Dread's going to continue to chase, but they don't want to give up too much for this Bristleback. He actually does do a lot of damage. He's very tanky. He's very difficult to bring down. They're more than happy with getting 4 kills there and only losing the Earthshaker in the process. That's a great fight coming out from Hellraisers.
Man, that was brutal. That was just the power of the CK. That was an Omni Slash. And no one actually died from it at all. Like, yeah, okay, well, the Earthshaker, whatever, fine. But this is like a one position Juggernaut with an Omni Slash, and he kills your Earthshaker. Well, that's a good trade in my book, that's for sure. And I also gotta say, Afonin with his Eul's, like, he plays Eul's on, like, every hero ever, right? And he makes it work. He really does. I mean, comboing a Scream of Pain after Eul's against the Juggernaut is not gonna be working, but he forces out the Blade Fury. So, after forcing out the Blade Fury, the Aegis was triggered, and there's nothing, absolutely nothing Vega could do afterwards. Undershock now going in once again. He doesn't have an Omni, this is super risky.
Goddamn can relocate out if he wants to. I'm watching him and he's not trying yet. Blade Fury's gonna go that. He's got to relocate them out now, and the IO will fall, but that is a nice relocate. They actually, Dread. They actually have to eat their way through the trees. That was kind of funny. I mean, this will provide Dread his BKB once he gets the courier back home. But now there's the finger. Goddamn, is gonna try to get away. The Eul's is gonna be up and. The tether.
Oh, wow.
No, the Zeus ult not there to get the kill. Goddamn's gonna live. Are you kidding? What a magician. What an IO player.
Gorech, what a savior in the night. That was actually pretty cool. Gotta say,
yeah,
Gorech, the man. Oh man, what a play. Alright, so, utility build. Oh man, Modpex is spot on this joke so far.
These pawns, man.
This was the fastest completion time? Alright.
That's pretty good for Affinj. He's doing really well. He's not having a, and Ags is gonna provide. He's got level 16 now too, so level 3 ultimate. I mean, there's gonna be some dead heroes. I don't care if you have a Bristleback. Well, I mean, it won't do as much damage, but still, the rest of them will go down without any real problem. Affinj has this Sonic Wave now ready to go, and Dread now with his BKB completed. We'll see what his next item is. We're getting kind of close to that point where if Dread gets like 2 more items. He'll just take over the game, and I get kind of worried for Vega at that point.
Yeah, I mean the BKB already out, the hard counter to the Zeus, one of the best counters against any sorts of control, and it's what a CK really doesn't like. Now still, if I just think about this, a Queen of Pain Sonic Wave is gonna like destroy 3 of the 5 heroes on the side of Vega. Everyone,
right.
Every int of theirs is gonna be down to a third of its HP. And then you have a CK running rampant and an Echo Slam and a Black Hole. I don't know, Mod. I don't know. I have no idea how Vega can actually win this game. Because they have to find pick of the Shadow Blade, but it's like it's a one-trick pony. They got a lot of kills from it. This was a great, like, how do you put it? Like, you purchase up the Shadow Blade, you want to make stuff happen with it, and they did, but it's not enough.
Undershock's gonna Shadow Blade, and it looks like Affinj knew something was up. He's gonna maybe try to find the... Oh, the Enigma's dead. It's, we'll see you later, Goritz. You can mech up, but you're still gonna go down, buddy. And they smoke mid. They're gonna find Dread, and they can maybe relocate him out. Yeah, they're going to. It looks like no. He's gonna fight. He's gonna pop up his Phantasm, the BKB as well. The Sonic Wave coming in. Quake still alive. Gets the Grave off, but there's 2 down. The relocate out because no one was going on top of him. Now Reality Rift Dread has a stun in 1. No one in trouble. About to fall Dread. This could be a huge kill, and it will be. 4 dead on the side of Vega. None bigger than no one going down. They only lose the Enigma top lane, even goddamn relocating out to survive. What an initiation, a counter initiation, if you will, from Hellraisers.
Yeah, once again, CK showing who's boss right here. You get gone on. You're like, well, they just used... I mean, what did they use? I think both line CCs. So he's like, alright, let's press R, let's go really deep. And the line played this out very nicely. He was earth spiking the second all these illusions came out. So the Reality Rift, it actually didn't do that much, but still, I mean, CK just got some 2 crits or something, and he just killed everyone, whatever. And now 9 Pasha has to run as well, because he's gonna be dead.
Goddamn's running in. They're looking for a tether here, and he's going to find it onto Afo, but that's not really what he wanted. Dread is just going to run underneath the tower. Passing by, they have a Sentry Ward. Undershock looking to jump. It's going to get stunned up. The Fisher as well. They get the Grave off, though. Then will they get this kill? The Blade Fury. He's going to survive. The Black Hole. It's onto a TP target. It's onto no one. They do eventually get Undershock. They finally cancel the TP. Dread now getting her spiked up, getting necked as well. He's in trouble.
Wow.
But the Echo coming in from PSM. It's a huge team fight. What's happening? 3 down. Affin and Jay getting a triple, but no one getting a double in return. Afo looking to blink away. Will he make it out? Absolutely not. And now the relocate coming back in. No one turns the fight around with the Quill Sprays with the Bristleback. That is the fight they needed. They'll find goddamn. He'll try to maybe tether away. He might actually make it out. Goret's nearby. Looks like he will be able to survive here. No one's still on the warpath. Every pun included. Goretz is going to actually stay. I'm not sure what they're doing. Why are they staying here? Goretz finally TPing, making the right decision. Goddamn, picks up an Invis rune, and no one's just going to try to chase by, throw up his Quill Sprays, and he's actually chasing after the Spirits, but now he will back away. Lightning Bolt not on point, getting vision. What a turnaround for Vega. I can't believe that just happened.
Okay, objectives, let's go. Tier 2s are not in reach at all. I mean, every tier 2 still has a tons of HP. Actually, everyone is completely alive. So, well, Roshan is the next big thing. Question of the day, who's gonna get it? Because I do not think you want to give it to the Bristleback. He's not gonna be dying anyway.
Yeah, I think if Bristleback dies, you're probably losing the fight. I think Undershock takes it so that he can survive, and that's the biggest issue right now for Hellraisers, despite you know them having I think a decent lead. Actually, let's check. Yeah, they have like a 7,500 net worth lead. They can't take Roche because they didn't take this tier 1 tower bottom, and even the tier 2 becomes an issue. So, and they're also on the Radiant side. And regardless of what everyone thinks with the whole change to the Roche pit, this is still a dire side favor map when it comes to Roshan. So.
Oh, definitely, but only when it comes to Roshan. I mean, the overall win rates I think are like 52% to Radiant. And there is discussion why, and there's tons of psychological camera angles and all that stuff where you can't really make up anything from the stats. But still, I mean, there's a significant advantage when it comes to Roshan, and Roshan has been talked about a lot, and I have to agree with a lot of these talks. It is not as big of an objective as it once was, just because carries usually want to get 6-dotted nowadays because of the comeback mechanics. So what does the Aegis really do when your best, like your the strongest hero can't take it? You know, it's like diminishing return, hardcore. Anyway, this is still Vega making stuff happen, and this is what they have to do. Now, a Midnight Bolt is going to help, but let's see the defense.
And there's going to be a nice Fisher. No one has a double damage. They're really trying to force out some rotations here. Dread and Goddamn will not be dissuaded, though. They're going to continue to go top. Now the TP coming in from Affin and Jay. Will they relocate and try to engage here? Gord's looking for a Blink, but doesn't have Black Hole. They have Blink ES. Now they're going to jump in. Fisher's going to get on a 2. Echo Slam to follow up. Undershock now getting Grave. Gord's getting pushed back as well. Now the Omni Slash coming in. Gord's in trouble. PSM, the Zeus ult gets the double kill. They'll have to buy back onto both heroes. And it looks like this rack should be going down. But meanwhile, Vega, top racks, Cliff is going to go. They get the melee racks on the side of Vega. They want to get out. They want to TP home. Dread's going to get the melee racks. They trade the dynamic duo. It's coming back, and they're going to even get the tier 3 mid. They actually took down a couple of TPs from Vega. They'll TP one hero back. In the meantime, they're still fighting. Undershock desperately trying to get this range racks. He's going to get Euls up in the air. They'll get the melee racks mid. Dread BKBs and TPs home. Oh, my lord. hard. The rat is real for Vega and Hellraisers combined. Looks like Hellraiser's getting the better end of the trade. 9 Posh out of mana for the time being. Goddamn, no tether target. He relocates home. Might bring him somebody in return. Undershot could have Blade Fury, and he should be able to make it out alive. A full set of racks go on top, a full set of racks go on bottom for both Vegas and Hellraisers respectively. Goddamn, relocating back, and he's dead. I guess we should have pointed that out, but whatever.
I just had it on cam. It's completely fine.
What a game. I can't believe that just happened. Vega getting the worst end of the trade, at least in terms of building skilled. What a trade. Hellraisers. You can't count out the IOCK combo, although I will say this. Vega did get a lot of gold back in after that fight and a lot of experience as well, but does that really matter when it comes down to losing a melee rax mid? I'm not sure.
I mean, it's a temporary benefit, right? You have a power spike right now because you're getting a ton of gold. So what do you have to do? Well, you have to make something happen that you still... No, you do not have an Aegis anymore. The next Roche is going to be on a long timer. And this is something you are not looking to right now. So I want to see Vega smoke up, get some pickoffs going. They have some deep wards right here in the jungle. They're gonna find those pickoffs. If they do, well, it's gonna be, you know, way better of their chances to actually make something out of this game, because they have to at least equalize, if not even just get a bit more on the Rex count. Just because, like we mentioned, this is a Seeker. He's gonna be so big, and he now has a heart. He's closing in on 3k HP.
And they're going to find no one here. They're going to pop the Phantasm. No one in some trouble. Goritz has Black Hole. They're going to get the Grave off. Will he pop the Black Hole here? He's going to get it on Decima the Slayer. Maybe not what he wanted. Goes down. The Zeus ult goes. Dread pops the BKB. Undershock nearby. Jumping in. They get the Hex on a Naiposh. Now the Echo Slam going. PSN gets his abilities off. Undershock in trouble. No one buys back. Sonic Wave going to go. No one might be in a world of hurt. Dread has Reality Rift. He's going to get maned up here. The Yule's onto no one. Undershock just has to look on from afar. Dread going on to no one in trouble. The 3-second stun, they'll bring him down. The dieback, the ultra kill from Dread. That is a huge engagement. Hellraisers, not only will they get this tier 1 tower, they're more than likely going to get the tier 2. They can even try to get this range racks here on the side of Vega. What a fight. What a turnaround. What an engagement from Dread.
There's no buybacks. Oh, there's no creep wave. Alright, you won.
That's the worst.
the tier 2, it has back to protection. Even there's creeps in the base, doesn't matter, it still has vector protection. Rip. Well, it doesn't matter.
As good of a fight as that is, they can't actually get the tier 2 tower, which is so unfortunate.
The big thing here about this mod is, you just had this whole, like, 5, even 7.5k gold swing going the way of Vega, and now you just equalized it. You beat them so hard in a team fight, where they should have had the upper hand just because of this power spike they just had. So now, the Rex are going to be coming into play. You're going to farm a lot more on the map. You're going to be having a lot more experience as well. Looking at the XP graph, it's now slowly coming back. And it's going to be coming this way. And it's going to be staying this way. So it is once again on Vega to make something happen. And 20 seconds on the Bristleback. He has no Crimson Guard, which, I mean, I don't want to see it now, because it's now a bit late. I would have loved to see it early on. Because all these items, right? I mean, Juggernaut had early game items. He went Shadowblade. He wanted to make stuff happen, so why not get a Crimson Guard to actually fight early game? I don't know. Anyway, Undershock. Oh no, this might be game.
Yeah, he's dead, and he does have buyback, luckily for him. Meanwhile, they're going to find Quake. He is going to grave a bit early, but he's dead. He's dead. Seema the Slayer is, in fact, also dead. Not going to get your finger off. ESN is making some big plays. That's 3 down, and I think you're right. This might just be game here, or at least the beginning of the end. There's also 11 Bloodstone charges for the Bloodstone that IO just picked up. Goddamn is, in fact, big and fat. This guy is a big ball of energy coming out now, and that is so sick to have a Bloodstone. They popped the Phantasm, interestingly enough, and looks like they really want this tower. They really want it. The backdoor protection is still there. Slowly but surely, they will take down the tower. Now with the creep wave coming in, it is most certainly dead. Will they continue with the Phantasm? The duration's pretty long. Oh, so they might be able to get a tier 3 here. There is a glyph, by the way. We'll see what happens.
It's 42 seconds. You still have so much. Nightpasha. Oh no, he's getting caught out. This can't happen. This cannot happen. He doesn't have buyback mod. Now the buyback is being forced up from the Juggernaut. Is it gonna help? I don't see it. There's still a Phantasm.
I think they get the tier 3 and they back. If you're Hellraisers, I don't know if you go any further. They will Reality Rift. They're gonna find no one. A 4-second stun. The Fisher comes in as well. No one's Bristleback actually going to work. They throw up the grave. Now they get the finger down. They actually kill the IO. That's a lot of Bloodstone charges. Goritz has Black Hole in a couple. They take down Seam the Slayer. No one TP's back in. They have Black Hole in 2. He's actually out of mana. He's got to use his soul right now. He's got Blink up in a couple seconds. Black Hole, Goritz, he's going to get it. They can't cancel it. Quake can't do anything about it. No one's going to get hexed up as well. There's the Echo Slave from PSM. Now they get the Sonic Wave. No buybacks, and that is going to be Vega. 5 men dead, and that is going to be GG. And it is CKIO, the dynamic duo that we once saw back in TI3, back into play. They get the victory, and Hellraisers with a heck of a game. A hell of a game, if you will. Well played coming out from your CIS squad.
What a game. Yeah, CK was, I mean, I'm not sure if Vega was not 100% on point with the item choices. They should have committed to one or the other. Either you go late game, pick up a Battle Fury on the Juggernaut, but then again, I'm not sure if you want to pick up a Juggernaut for this, because you could have picked up something else, like, I don't know, a natural cleaver. Like someone like an anti-mage who naturally buys the item, or maybe even something like a Sven, I don't know, just something which can deal with the illusions, maybe even a Ember Spirit. Yeah, but then again, I mean, Vega clearly wanted to do something early game, otherwise you do not pick up a Bristleback as well. So yeah, just gotta say, well played by Hellraisers, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a solid game for them, despite going down in that first game, which was a couple of days ago, to Vega's Seam of the Slayer. They really impressed here. I think PSM played a very solid Earthshaker. They didn't really get frustrated in lane. They played very well in that lane as well, throwing out a good lane ward. They TP rotations early, which I think that might have been the biggest issue from Vega, was like they TP'd 4 heroes back down to that bottom lane, and they didn't get a single kill in the process, and I think that's the biggest issue. However, with all of that being said, that is going to be the end of our broadcast today. We only had one game on the docket, so, you know, kind of quick in and out, 35-minute game, plus the draft being about 10, 15-ish minutes. Not much happening, but I do want to thank everybody for joining us today. We will be back in a couple of days with another matchup here soon, but very impressive performance coming out from Hellraisers. Pimp, any closing thoughts before we head out of here, man?
Actually, no, I'm just pumped to see Alliance. Like, we have 2 more series for the Alliance. One against Empire, which is going to be huge, and once against Hellraisers. Everything on the line there. And we have Ninjas coming up against EG and Aces Polar. And just so it happens, I mean, EG, arguably one of the best teams in the world, if not the best. And then there's Aces Polar, who've been putting up an absolute massacre so far in their group. They are actually 6-2, so they are the head of the group. And I don't know, if you're Ninjas, you can take those guys, but it's gonna be damn hard, and I'm just waiting to see some really good games. And the Ninjas really impressed me lately. I've always been a huge fan of Arrow just because he killed me so hard in Han. It wasn't funny, like, this guy was amazing, and yeah, you know, old Fnatic. Those were the days, dude.
Yeah, the days. Old Fnatic, one of the fan favorites, but well, now Air's got a new team, and NIP are looking to take the top of the group. We'll see how it turns out. But guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. We will see you all in a couple of days. For all of us here at Dota Pit, again, High Ground TV bringing you the production, One Game HC bringing you the organization. We want to thank everybody for joining us. We'll see you all later. Have a good night, guys.